Life is lived in the experience of the moments that are created. So you have to do something that is memorable. You can't just get up and eat oatmeal every day. It's not memorable. Now, I know that it supposedly lowers your cholesterol. But it is so much more fun to have some French crepes with some shrimp etouffee on some grits and French toast and French coffee from a French press. Well, you just don't have it. Just, you know, this is not just some oatmeal. You need to have certain things that create a moment, that this creates a moment. You have to learn how to live your life in the creation of moments. I remember my wife and I, we'd had a wonderful vacation somewhere, and it was so expensive. And when I came home, and I said, you know what, there's got to be a better way to do this. And I took my wife to the Waffle House. And I'm telling you, for the price of hash browns scattered and smothered and some eggs, my God, we created a memory in a Waffle House. I sat down into that booth, and then I dismissed myself. I went to the bathroom so that I could change from like Clark Kent into Superman. And I came back to the table. I was in full character. And I came up to my wife and I said, "Where's your husband?" And she looked around. She said, "I don't know." I said, "Do you mind if I have a seat?" And let me just tell you this. I had been in France, and I went to an expensive restaurant there. My bill was $628.17. And we had chicken. I guess we were paying for atmosphere. We did create a memory there. But I enjoyed the memory better at the Waffle House for the price. My bill was $11.34. Life is a collection of moments. It's a collection of moments. It's a collection of moments. And so it's not about where you go and what you do. It's how you do it that becomes memorable. Have some flair. Don't do it just like dull and insipid. Put your soul in it. Do it with gusto and enthusiasm. You know, go big or go home. Put some oomph in your kiss. Don't have me a limp hand. Come on. Life is a collection of moments. And life is too short to allow people to waste your moments. I'd rather somebody waste my money than to waste my time, because I can't get any more time. And let me just remind you of this. Your life is a collection of moments. Your time is so valuable. And whenever you let somebody waste 10 minutes of your time, 8 minutes of it is your fault. Because you don't even have to be smart. If you just got reasonable common sense. When people start talking to you after 2 minutes, you recognize whether this is foolishness and whether this is something I really want to listen to or not. And if you give them 10 minutes of your time, 8 minutes is your fault, because 2 minutes. A telemarketer called me on the phone the other day. I knew they had the wrong number anyway, and so I was just going to tell them, I was picking up the phone to tell them they had the wrong number. And the lady went into this spiel. I said, "Sweetheart, I'm not interested." And she just kept right on talking. Well, I said, "Sweetheart, I'm not interested." And it got to the 2-minute mark. Hello? I showed her better than I could tell her. And I was telling her as I was hanging up the phone, I'm about to go, bye-bye, bye-bye. I didn't want to be rude and just slam it down in her face. I said, I'm not interested, bye-bye. Because I realized, had I gone on, it would have been my fault. I'm not going to miss any moments. She wasn't going to give me the time back. I couldn't get the time back. Don't let people waste your moments. Your moments. Life is a collection of moments. And you never, ever forget your first moments of anything that was special in your life. Whenever your first win, if you ever win something for the first time, you know, some people go all of their life, they say, I ain't never won nothing. I ain't never won nothing. But your first win turns a minute into a moment. Your first win, you never forget your first win. If any of y'all ever won the big lottery, oh God, see, that creates a moment. Whenever you have a win, I don't care whatever you win, if you win something, it creates a moment for you. Your first kiss turns a minute into a moment. Everybody remembers their first kiss, even if it wasn't all that. You remember your first kiss. It was a first, it creates a moment. Your first child turns a minute into a moment. At the birth of your first child, just the anxiety of seeing what your love will have produced. And your first child, there's an excitement that comes. It turns a minute into a moment. The very first time that you ever hear the voice of God, where you recognize that God spoke to me, it turns a minute into a moment, just by realizing that.